first glance, The Evil Dead appeared to be just another low-budget schlocker, in this case from the backwoods of Tennessee, made for only $350,000. It was the work of three total unknowns: producer Robert Tappert, director Samuel Raimi, and associate producer Bruce Campbell, all ranked nobodies. But they were not unknown after Stephen King wrote about the film in this issue of Twilight Zone magazine, calling Evil Dead the most ferociously original film of 1982. And now The Evil Dead, which tells the story of a mysterious book found by 5 college students in a remote cabin which unleashes a number of demons and monsters, is opening next Friday at the St. Francis and other Bay Area theaters. It certainly has its share of walking corpses and monsters, created by Barry Tom Sullivan. And now, let's meet this young makeup artist and special effects maker. Hi, Tom.
Hello, John.
How did you happen to get involved with this film being made back in Michigan and Tennessee?
I met Sam and Rob, the producers and director of the film, at MSU, Michigan State University. We were friends for about a year, and I had a background in art. And
Have you done some special effects or...
on my own, Super 8 types of things, and an interest in Planet of the Apes type of makeup. Sam and Rob were kicked out of their apartment building at school for doing sound effects at 4 in the morning, and decided to go for broke, raise the money, and produce the film themselves.
Which they did. It was not easy, though. It took them several years to raise the money, shoot it, and then sell it.
We made a Super 8 sketch of the film called Within the Woods, which is a half-hour version of Evil Dead. And we shot that, and they raised money with it. It actually took them a little over a year to raise the money.
Was it a difficult film for you to work on, out in the wilds of the swamps and so on?
Very. We were all from Detroit, of course, and they wanted to make sure none of us would run away from the production. So we filmed it in Tennessee, where, of course, without much money and only a few cars in the production, we couldn't go anywhere. And so we were stranded there, and they had us. It was very difficult work, small crew, and lots to do.
Let's see some of the samples of your work that you brought tonight.
Sure.
Well, start with the Book of the Dead.
This is the Book of the Dead. That was the original title of the film. And this is featured in the film. I illustrated the insides myself with...
It actually is a Book of the Dead.
It is a Book of the Dead. There's a face on the cover which comes alive during the stop-motion finale, which people disintegrate.
Oh, stop motion also?
Stop motion, yeah. That's
How about the foot? Pass me a foot.
Okay. This is one of the most famous sequences from the film. One by one, the kids turn into monsters, and at one point, one of them stabs one of the normal kids in the ankle with a pencil.
Oh, actually, here's the pencil sticking out right at the top here.
Well, actually, that's a kind of a fake bone. Otherwise, the foam rubber wouldn't stand up.
I see. How about a hand?
A hand. At the very...
Lend me a hand, would you?
Sure. There's 2 of them. These are demon hands which burst out of the kids at the end of the film. That's my only cameo in the film, is I'm the arms waving all the things. I won't tell you what the things are. These are very low-budget items.
This is a creature from the undead, from another dimension?
That's right.
Okay, how about the head? Let's take a look at the head.
This is a head of one of the monsters. It appears very briefly, I think it's in one shot, spinning through the air after the monster's been decapitated.
Well, that's one way to get ahead, I guess, huh, Tom? How long were you working on the film? How long did it take you?
I spent 5.5 months working on the special effects, and there's about 60 minutes of sequences in the film.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, be honest, when the film was all finished, what were your thoughts? Did you think it was really going to take off like it has?
I thought, like everybody else, it might get people to start, play a weekend or so at a drive-in, and go away.
But what does the film have that's special that has made it stand out from other low-budget horror films?
It's got an incredible amount of energy. It's been described as a grueling roller coaster ride of terror. It's also a lot of fun. It gets a tremendous audience reaction. In some places, it's been likened to a Rocky Horror film where people are ready for some of the parts. The one showing, people brought pencils.
Oh, really?
For that particular sequence. Yeah.
The famous pencil sequence.
Right.
Okay, stick around, Tom. We're going to go back to our movie now.
Okay.
But in a little while, I'll come back and ask you a few more questions about The Evil Dead.
I'll be here.
Okay. And you must feel very at home, being from Michigan, to have Christine behind you. Also from Detroit.
Practically neighbors.
Okay. You're living in San Francisco, but you really should be in L.A., I would think, if you want to work in special effects.
If I had any sense, yeah. But I've got a nibble on another horror film called Blood Feast 2, a sequel to a Herschel Gordon.
Oh, yes, I know the producer of that film, yes.
And they're waiting for money, I believe, and hope it gets going. Lots of effects in that one.
Yeah, it's nice work that you brought tonight. I'm anxious to see how it fits into the context of the film. I'll be seeing the film at the St. Francis Theater probably in the next 10 days or so. We can exchange notes then. Okay. I want to thank you both for coming. I want to thank Christine for crashing through the barriers back there and parking herself on my set. I think she's added something special to the show tonight, wouldn't you say, Richard?
Oh, she's always around.
Yeah.
can't get rid of her.
Right.